The biggest mistake I made when I started copywriting was not being inexperienced. It was trying to sound good enough. And that almost cost me my voice, my confidence, and my future. That is my future deals, contracts, and the rest of them. When I started copywriting, I enrolled in boot camps. I remember one night when I woke up with my laptop and I started writing a sales page just for me to practice. I studied funnel structures, I studied swipe files, I studied sales pages, I studied tones, I studied patterns. I was trying hard to sound like someone else. I was not trying to sound like myself. I was trying hard to study the audience, study their pain points. I was trying hard to sound like someone I was looking up to. But one thing I was lacking was my positioning. I wasn't positioning myself as an authority. I was trying to be validated. I was trying hard to be accepted. I was trying to be validated for my skill instead of me to show that I'm valuable through positioning my content and positioning myself as an authority. And that was when the mistake began. The mistake I made was that even when I'm pitching, I'll try to sound like what the employers would like to hear. I'll try hard to sound perfect. After studying my pitch, I looked at it, it sounded good, it looked perfect, trying to avoid being not accepted, trying to avoid rejection, trying to avoid imperfection, just trying to be accepted and just trying hard to belong. I was trying hard to impress, to belong, to be accepted and say that this person, they wrote well or they did this very well. Instead of me to build that confidence within myself, I wasn't positioning myself. So that was what happened. Even when I wanted to create content, I created content in such a way as following a particular pattern, following a particular formula of what I learned during my funnel structure building and sales strategy and doing other psychology study and all that I learned in copywriting and everything that I learned in copywriting and the rest of the formulas that I learned in copywriting. So that was one a very big mistake for me and it started affecting me. Okay, look at what happened. At a point, I wanted to write a proposal. After writing this proposal, I thought that this proposal was good enough because after looking at it, I looked at what the employer would probably want to hear. Study their pain points, their psychology, study everything about them, what they wanted to hear. I was just trying to sound perfect, like an expert, like a perfect copywriter. So after writing this proposal, I didn't get any reply. They would just see the proposal and ignore it. No reply, nothing, no feedback. That was when I asked myself, I need a change. That's when I knew that I had to change. I had to change my strategy. So I started positioning myself rather. I started positioning myself as someone who understood audience psychology, who understood brand narrative, and who understood revenue, who could understand what your brand is going through. What I did was I went through brand, found out their problem, and instead of me to position myself as someone as a copywriter that could write, I found out problem that the companies are facing and tried to solve their problem. I started finding out faults in brand narrative. I started solving their problems, their psychology, whatever problem they had in their audience psychology. I started finding out how audience react to posts. I do this by studying audience behavior, by studying their pain points, not just their pain points. I studied their demographics. I found out the problems they are facing and how I'm going to be able to solve them. So when I started doing this, I found out that there is this shift. I started seeing myself as well. There is a shift in my content. In my content, the right people started watching my content. The right people started coming to. The right people started engaging with my content, and that's when the shift happened. I started getting more likes, more views, and I started getting more the right people. I started getting the right people viewing my content and engaging with my posts. So if you are starting up newly, if you are just starting off from the start and you are studying and trying to build yourself, remember that you cannot build your skill without building your positioning. And not just think that silence means incompetence. My silence might just mean misalignment. And in this industry, it's not the loudest person that makes more money. What comes from you being the clearest in what aspect? You be the clearest by knowing exactly what you offer, the services you offer. You outline your niche, outline everything that you know that you are the services or the problem you are solving. Know exactly where you belong. When you know where you belong, you position yourself to as an authority in that field. I'd like to ask, are you building your skill right now or are you positioning yourself as an authority? Be honest. What's one thing you are trying to prove? Instead of you to position yourself strategically. If you are serious about building your brand through storytelling and informed narratives, make sure you subscribe. If you are serious about building your brand through storytelling and strategic content, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I did not just show you how to monetize your skill, I also have show you how to build your positioning intentionally and intelligently, because I'm just getting started.